Hi, my name is Jason Goldstein, and welcome to the Bird's Eye View podcast. This is going to be a little trial episode while I figure out editing and stuff, so this may or may not get posted, but in the event it does get posted, it is Thursday, August 20th, so the coverage I'm bringing you is related to events today. To get started, I want to give you guys a little background information about myself. My name is Jason Goldstein. Like I said, I am 22 years old. I am from Warren, New Jersey. I am a recent alum of The Ohio State University. So I think it's pretty obvious to everybody that my favorite college football team are my Ohio State Buckeyes. More on that in a little bit, because I may have to find a new team this year to root for, which sucks. Professional teams, being from New Jersey, I love the Yankees. I will be doing plenty of Yankees coverage on this podcast. I may interrupt the middle of the podcast because I'm watching the game right now against the Rays where we're up 1-0. I'm also a big Giants fan and we'll be discussing them weekly come the NFL season every single Sunday. And the Knicks, which I guess I'll have some discussion on them coming up because tonight's the NBA draft lottery, and I'm really hoping that they can get that first pick. But honestly, we're not going to. We're probably going to get 5 or 6 or something, be stuck in mediocrity like we always are. But yeah. So people were asking, oh, your name's Jason Goldstein, why the bird's eye view? Well, in my time at Ohio State, my nickname was Jaybird. I'm not entirely sure how it started, to be honest. It kind of just happened, and it's been a nickname that's stuck with me ever since. It's at the point now where even my friends from high school will call me Bird. And I actually did a podcast my sophomore year with a couple friends. That podcast was called the Sideline Sports Podcast, and I had my own segment called The Bird's Eye View. Hence the name for my own podcast. But I'm very excited to get started with this. And the reason I chose to get into podcasting is I listen to a ton of podcasts. I listen to Part of My Take, Short Porch, Talking Yanks. Those are probably some of my favorite podcasts. And I just wanted to get into it. Every time I listen to those, I always feel like contributing to the conversation and feel like I have some input that I need to add. And I figure, why not create my own podcast where I can share these thoughts and discuss my favorite sports: football, basketball, baseball, talking soccer, which I actually seem to enjoy. But I'm not just going to limit myself to sports. If something gets brought up in my home group chat that I think is funny, I might bring that up as a topic of discussion. If I watch a good movie or a good TV show, I might review it. I am still a big fan of The Walking Dead. Most people might say, oh, that show's still on. But whenever it's back, I will be doing some reviews of those episodes and other TV shows I like. And now, without further ado, it's time to start the trial episode of the Bird's Eye View podcast. Being a big Yankee fan, I decided let's start this podcast off by talking a little Yankees baseball. As I said, I'm watching the game right now against the Rays, 1-0. I think we should be fine in this game. We're a great team. We have a lot of pride. We're not gonna want to get swept at home by the Rays. But those two games were frustrating. I mean, the first game, it's you win some, you lose some. Tanaka didn't have his best stuff, which that happens with Tanaka. He has those games where he gives up 5 earned runs and the long ball. Over the course of a long season, it's fine. But in the shorter season, you need him to be good in every single start. We're gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna be fine, but it sucks not being able to beat the Rays. As for last night's game, that's on Boone. That's on Boone and Britton. I mean, Glasnow pitched great. I understand we're going to have off nights without our three best hitters, Judge, DJ Stanton. But, oh man, we just couldn't get a hit until late. And it sucks when we can't get the hits when Garrett Cole's on the mound. I mean, we paid all this money for him to win all these games for us. And again, he pitched great. There's nothing on Garrett Cole. He made one bad pitch all night. But when you pay that guy $324 million, you need the offense to support him and give him a run so he can continue to win games out there. It was frustrating, and Boone made some boneheaded decisions at the end. I mean, you see Britton struggling out there. There's a runner on third. It's not like we burned the bullpen just yet. Take Britton out of there after Gio Urshela throws the runner out at third. He's struggling. He had that error that got the runner out, that let the runner get to second to lead off the inning. It sucks. Britton had a knee problem. Why doesn't that get diagnosed before the game? And now he's on the IL just like everybody else is. We had Ottavino warming up in the bullpen. Ottavino's great at getting strikeouts. And he hasn't been in high leverage situations this year, which without Canely and without Britton now, we need Ottavino in high leverage situations. We can't just put Chad Green out there every day, even though he is the best reliever in baseball. And then the biggest issue, nice hit, Yankees, let's go. The biggest issue was, okay, he pinched hit Clint Frazier, who's hot for Mike Talkman. Talkman's great. But what are you doing pinch hitting Andujar in the ninth inning? Andujar stinks. He has, what, 2 hits all year? He's been struggling. Talkman mashes lefties, and you just pinch hit him? It makes no sense. Not only that, but let's say Talkman ties the game up. That's great. We're going to put, Andujar. Let's say he ties the game up. That's great. What are we going to do? Are we going to put Andujar in left field? I mean, I don't get the call by Boone. It was a boneheaded mistake. Just Talkman's hitting well over 300, and Andujar has 1 hit, maybe 2. Has not seen the ball well at all this year. Gets optioned down today. So I don't get it. I don't get why he was pinch hitting Andujar in that situation when Talkman's been clutch with runners on. It makes no sense. We left 2 men on, and it sucked losing that game. But Yankees are looking good today. They just got the opener out of there for the Rays. Trevor Richards should be coming in. Although Trevor Richards, he pitched great a couple weeks ago. It was, I think, against the Yankees. Came into that game with more runs than innings pitched and shut down the Yankees. Hopefully, we watch film on him and we can figure out his stuff and get after him this game, because it'd be nice to have the Yankees not get swept by the Rays. But again, I'm not worried. We'll be great in the playoffs, and I'm looking forward to the next game. Other topics in baseball. The first overall pick in the 2018 draft, Casey Mize, made his debut for the Detroit Tigers. I'm not a Tigers fan. They kind of suck. I'm not going to watch most of their games, but he threw a nasty splitter ball. Oh, man. That ball had some good break to it. He's definitely, seeing that pitch, I think this guy has a bright future for the Tigers. I know it was only 1 start, but he was drafted first overall for a reason. Just like Garrett Cole was drafted first overall for a reason. And now he's making $324 million playing in pinstripes, and he's going to be great and help us win multiple World Series. Also in baseball, Fernando, Tatis, and the Padres, they're looking hot. There was a little controversy a couple days ago. Fernando Tatis had a 3-0 pitch. They were already up by 7 runs, and the bases were loaded. He hit a grand slam. In my opinion, just shut up about it. I mean, if you don't want to be in that situation, pitch better. You're saying, oh, it's a blowout. Stop running it on. Everybody just wants to go home. If everybody wants to go home, then don't load the bases when you're down 7 runs. I never even heard that was an unwritten rule until the next morning. I never knew that was a thing. But to actually have his own manager be mad at the player because he wanted to up his stats and hit a grand slam when the ball was right down the middle, I mean, it's pathetic. And then the Padres hit grand slams on back-to-back days, including Machado hitting a pimp shot to win the game last night, which, fortunately for me, I had Rangers money line, so that sucks. But it was, regardless, it was a great game, and Machado pimped it. And the Padres are good. If Machado can start heating up, all it takes is a grand slam like that for him to heat up. Tatis keeps playing the way he is. They're going to be good. And in a short playoff series, they can definitely make some noise. Their pitching hasn't been bad with Garrett Richards, Zach Davies, Chris Paddock. He's one of the better young pitchers in the game. The Padres, I think they're going to be fine, and they can make some noise this year. I think that's about it for talking baseball. Now it's time to move on to football. As I mentioned, I'm an Ohio State fan. So you could just imagine how heartbroken I was when they officially canceled the Big Ten season. Oh, what a catch. God damn it. I thought that was going to drop in for a single. I expected it. I can't say it was one of those where I believed college football was going to happen. I just didn't have a good feeling about it. And sure enough, Big Ten season gets canceled, and it just sucks. I was excited to watch these games as an alumni on Saturdays, sitting on my couch watching Ohio State football. Going out to the bar was something I was looking forward to a while ago, but obviously knew that wasn't going to happen. And it just sucks. I feel for the seniors there who are not going to get blocked. I mean, those game days were like holidays. I had so much fun every single game day. And I feel horrible for the seniors of all the Big Ten schools, the kids on the football team who are not going to make it to the NFL, who played their last game. The Buckeyes who their last game is going to have that sour taste in their mouth. And for the fans too, that we are going to go over a year without Ohio State football, and the last game we saw is a game that we should have won, a game that the refs screwed us out of by tossing Shaun Wade out of the game and by ruling out a fumble when by overturning Okuda's fumble return for a touchdown, which was clearly a fumble. But also it falls on the Ohio State team where they left points on the board too many times, and they just got field goals and they should have been touchdowns, and just that left such a sour taste in everyone's mouth. Every Buckeye fan I know was still upset about that game. We just wanted to get forward to this season. We knew we had one of the best teams in the country. There's a lot of belief that Ohio State was going to win the title this year, and now just no Ohio State football. It sucks. I feel horrible for all the players on that team. Justin Fields, I know he really wanted to go out there and win. And yeah, you can say, oh, if he really cared about winning, he'd play in the spring. He does care about winning. He also cares about succeeding in the NFL. He's not going to risk an injury in a fake spring season that means nothing just to play for Ohio State. No, if he's going to play, there should have been a football season this year. I understand there's risks, but the players know the risks involved, and it sucks. I'm so upset about it, just heartbroken about it. And speaking of the topic of football, this actually got brought up in my home group chat the other day. The topic of an NFL outbreak happening and saying, oh, season's probably going to get canceled middle of the season. Oh, this is going to happen when one team has an outbreak. I just told everyone to shut up. Like, be happy we're actually getting an NFL season and that they're going to attempt to make it happen. Don't say, oh, an outbreak is going to happen and spread all this negative energy. No. Be positive. Be happy we're getting football. If an outbreak happens, then it happens. Then we talk about what's going to happen as the season going to get canceled. Don't just say, oh, there's going to be an outbreak. One team's going to get screwed and they're going to have to cancel the season. Just the NFL definitely could be do a better job. They should be playing in a bubble like the NBA and the NHL are doing because clearly the bubble's working. But at the same time, I mean, just it might happen. There's a good chance it does happen, but don't say it's going to happen and don't say the season gets canceled. Just if a COVID outbreak happens, it'll happen and we'll figure it out then. Just stop spreading all this negative energy. We're getting football, positive vibes only. Let's just be happy about that. All right, we are now going to move on to talking some basketball. We're mostly going to cover NBA playoffs. I know the draft lotteries tonight, but what's there to talk about? I guess hopefully the Knicks get it, but of course, the year the Knicks would get the first pick is the year where there's no clear-cut number one overall pick, where these guys are going to end up going a long time without playing an actual basketball game because of the whole delay and everything. They're going to go through a shortened training camp. It's just going to be another, Knicks going to be stuck in mediocrity no matter what pick they get. That's it for the draft lottery. Let's actually talk good basketball, real basketball, because the Knicks play is not real basketball. We'll start off recapping yesterday's playoff games, Raptors and Nets. I said coming into the series, the Raptors were going to sweep the Nets. Shout out to the Nets. They have fought very, very hard on the bubble. Caris LeVert, Jarrett Allen, and Joe Harris all looked phenomenal, carrying the load for that team with all the guys they had missing and sitting out of the bubble due to personal reasons or some who actually got COVID. But shout out to that team for how scrappy they fought, but they're just coming up against a Raptors team that's just much better than them. They have loaded everywhere, the Raptors. They're so deep. They just won a title, so they have that playoff experience, and I do not think that they are going to have a let-up game. They're going to put the gas on the pedal every game. I think the Nets will keep some games close like they did yesterday. I felt they'd keep game 2 close yesterday. But the Raptors are just too experienced, too deep, where they can rest their starters for minutes on end and keep in pace with the Nets. They're going to win this series. They're going to sweep, and next year's the year to watch out for the Nets. When they get KD and Kyrie back, Caris LeVert. Look, I mean, people are saying, oh, do they need a third star? They might have found their third star in Caris LeVert. He clearly showed that during the bubble, that he could shoulder the load as a number one option. They're going to be arguably the favorite in the East next year. If Kevin Durant can even play at 90% of what he was before, with Kyrie Irving going back to playing more of a number 2 role and not trying to be the guy like he was on Cleveland or in his early career and Boston that led to lots of issues, along with Dinwiddie is going to be there for a few more years, DeAndre Jordan, Jarrett Allen. Brooklyn has not just 2 superstars on their team, but a very deep roster and should be a favorite next year. So while they'll get swept this year, they should be one of the favorites next year, clearly. Moving on to Nuggets and the Jazz. I thought the Nuggets were actually going to win that game and win that series. They barely won game 1, but that was with Donovan Mitchell dropping 50. Mike Connolly's out. Congrats to the Buckeye on the birth of his son. Wish I was still in Columbus and could have seen him out there. I would have congratulated him. Normal world would have bought him a drink at the bar. And then also no Bogdanovich. That's losing 20 points from Bogdanovich. I thought the Nuggets were just gonna take over the Jazz. Jamal Murray looked great in Game 1. He's one of those players who seems to do better in the playoffs. Thought it would have been a 5, maybe 6 game series, but the Jazz showed yesterday they're gonna fight hard every single game of the series, and they're gonna come out and they're gonna even the series, and they're gonna not even the series. They did even the series, but the series will go to Game 7, and I believe that the Nuggets in the end will take the series, but it's gonna be very, very competitive. I thought this would be one of the best series coming in just because of how evenly matched these two teams are. Neither is at 100%, so it'll definitely be interesting. If Donovan Mitchell can play the way he has in these first 2 games, the entire series, the Jazz might as well take it. I believe a fully healthy Jazz team beats the Nuggets team with their current injuries, but I believe both teams fully healthy, the Nuggets probably steal the series, but regardless, it's been a great 2 games. I'm excited to see the rest of this series. Moving on to Game 3, Celtics Sixers. Oh man, the Sixers, they stink. They are so bad. I had the Celtics in that game. That was just easy. It was easy money picking the Celtics. I mean, the Sixers are they're just not built correctly. Brett Brown is a horrible coach. There is just no creativity in that offense. Today's NBA is all about shooting threes, and don't get me wrong, Embiid and Horford can both space the floor, but they don't shoot well enough to have both of them on the floor at the same time. They just clog up the paint. They don't have a point guard who can shoot. Even if Ben Simmons was healthy, their backup point guards behind Ben Simmons haven't been doing good. Neither is an efficient shooter. Tobias Harris, I thought he was a great player for them. He really needs to step up, and he needs to shoulder the load. He's their second best option right now, and he shot the ball poorly yesterday. What did he shoot at? Let me check. He's supposed to be, but like I said, he's supposed to be that team's number 2 option and their best 3-point shooter. And yesterday he shot the ball 4-15, 0 for 2 from 3, 13 points. You can't be doing that as the number 2 option. I think the Sixers will be able to steal 1 game from the Celtics just because they have that pride, they have all that talent, but the Celtics are going to win this series in 5. They're a much better team with or without Gordon Hayward. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are the real deal. They happened 2 years ago in the playoffs. They just balled out without Gordon Hayward, and let's say they're going to do it again. Mavericks Clippers. Me and a couple of friends we were all split on this. Some said, "Oh, the Mavs are going to keep it competitive. They're going to keep it competitive." Others said, "Oh, Clippers are going to sweep." I was in the middle. I kind of said Clippers in 5, but I felt like it was not going to be a 5-game series that the Clippers waltz over the Mavs by any stretch. The Mavs are great. The Mavs are a really good team, one of the most efficient offenses in the history of the NBA this season. Luka Doncic is the real deal. Porzingis, after having some issues in the regular season, is back to being the player he was with the Knicks before they traded him for cap space. I don't like Porzingis for leaving the Knicks. I'm always gonna feel that animosity towards him. I don't care if it's the Knicks and they deserved it because of their dysfunction. I'm still big mad about it. I hold that against him. What can I say? We have Luke Voigt up for the Yankees, by the way. Hit a home run today. Now leads the AL in 10 more than Aaron Judge. Going back, the Mavs are gonna keep every single game in this series ultra competitive. That is something I am sure about. I think it will definitely go more than 5 now. They showed yesterday that they're gonna fight hard. Paul George was icing his shoulder. I don't know if he did the same thing last year when he struggled with ice his shoulder. Does he actually have a shoulder injury as an excuse? Who knows? But the Clippers, they're too talented to lose this series. I do think it goes 6 now, but that team is so deep. Their depth didn't look great yesterday. Luke could have played better. Harrell missed a lot of free throws. Pat Beverly was out, which was a big loss. But the Clippers, they're just too deep. They're going to get their shit together. They're going to end up winning this series in 6. The Mavs will be a contender for sure in the near future, possibly as soon as next year, but they need arguably a third star around Kristaps and Luka, and also they need more playoff experience. This is a very young and experienced team. They showed big time that they're here and they're ready in that Game 2 window. I just believe the Clippers are too good and too deep. All right, a Luke Voigt, controversial call. I'm not too mad about it. Strike three call. Don't think he swung, but it's close. Now Talkman's up. Now we talked yesterday's basketball games. Now let's talk today. Heat Pacers. Currently, the Miami Heat are winning this game by one. It's a close game, 1 point game. I still think the Heat are going to sweep. Just like the game the other day, it was a pretty close game in the first half. I believe the Pacers won the first quarter of the last game too, much what they did this game. But I think the Heat are just too deep. I think the Pacers are good. I just don't think they have the depth to hang with the Heat for 60 minutes all four games. And this Heat team, they're not, the Pacers are good. The Pacers had a better record than them. I don't believe the Heat are going to have a sleepwalk game like the Bucks had, or like the Raptors might even have a sleepwalk game, but I don't believe it will. The Heat are not going to. Jimmy Butler, when he wants something, he wants something. I mean, a couple years ago, he took third stringers in the Timberwolves practice and schooled the first team offense. He does not like TJ Warren. He wants to beat TJ Warren. He wants to sweep TJ Warren. And I know that Jimmy Bucket is going to sweep TJ Warren without a doubt. Again, I think every game will be competitive and close, but I just don't think that they can hang with the Heat for the full 48-minute game. And let's go, Talkman. Let's drop that in for a single. Perfect way to end the Heat segment. They're heating up. Mike Talkman's heating up. So it's just positive vibes right now. Positive vibes. We'll move on to the next series, the Thunder Rockets. Coming in, I thought this was going to be the best series. Game one proved me wrong. I mean, that's game one. I picked the Thunder to win the series. I think they're going to. I thought they were going to because I thought the Rockets without Westbrook might suffer a little bit. The way the Thunder played defense, I thought they'd be able to lock down some of Houston's guys on the perimeter. Didn't think that they'd be baited by Harden. Turns out I'm wrong. I mean, they're going to fall for Harden's tricks. He's one of the best players in the game. Just such an offensively talented player. Can create his own shot. You can say, oh, he travels. Oh, all he does is draw fouls. Well, that's his skill. He manipulates the game in his favor. Yeah, you have a problem with it? You have a problem with it. People say, oh, I hate Steph Curry. All he does is shoot threes. He's good. Why would you stop doing something if you're good at it? Just, Harden's going to keep making moves, and it's amazing because the talent around that team, there's no one that screams superstar, but it works. I think that small ball lineup is really going to work for them. There's going to be a lot of mismatches for the Thunder. I don't know how Steven Adams is going to guard anybody except for defending the paint. Chris Paul is smart. Chris Paul is going to try to lead that team to victory. I think it will go to a game 6, but the Rockets are just too good. Even though I picked the Thunder initially after what I saw in game 1, I think I think after what I saw in game 1, the Rockets are going to move on. And I think they're also going to take a 2-0 series lead today. Oh, let's go Yankees! Let's go! Come on, all right, Talkman holds up at third. That's a good double, though. That is a great double. Runners on second and third. Now, let's just not leave anybody on base like we did all game yesterday. Great hit, Gio Urshela. He needed that. He really needed that, too. He's been in a slump, Gio, so good for him to break out of it with a nice double. Now, we could just bring the runners home. That would be great. I have confidence with Gleyber Torres up. He's been playing better. Anyways, back to basketball. Bucks Magic. Bucks are going to be fine. The Magic beat the Raptors in game 1 last year. Same situation. People were saying, oh, the Magic are going to give the Raptors a series. What happened to the Raptors? They won the last 4 games. They won the finals. Kawhi had one of the best runs. And you know why Kawhi had one of the best runs? Because he wants to prove that he is the best in the world. I still think LeBron is the best in the world, but Kawhi played that playoff run like he wants to prove he is the best in the world. That's what Giannis wants to do. Giannis wants to prove he's the best player in the world. He's not going to let his team get walked over by the Bucks. Even if his teammates don't help him, he's going to beat the Magic. He will beat the Magic single-handedly on his own. I'm not worried about that. And enough about, his team doesn't have any help. Chris Middleton was an all-star, shot close to 50, 40, 90 this year. He may have even surpassed that. I'm not 100% sure. And if you say he has no talent around him, how do they get the best record in the NBA this season? The years when LeBron was on Cleveland, he didn't have the best talent around him. Yeah, he went to the finals, but he still wasn't a 1 seed. I mean, his last year, he was the 4 seed. The Bucks have plenty of talent around them. They surrounded with Giannis with players who complement his skill set. They're going to be fine. They're going to beat the Magic in 5. And the East is for the taking. There's plenty of great players. There's plenty of great teams in the East. The Raptors are a great team. The Celtics are the great team. But Giannis is considered the best player in the East. He wants to prove that. He used to do what LeBron did for 8 years in a row when he was the best player in the East. and win the East and tried his best to lead the Bucks to an NBA championship. Best record in the league. He has zero excuses for if he wants to prove he's the best player in the league, he has to go to the finals this year. No excuses. Best record in the league, number one seed in the East, best players in the world go to the finals, even when their teammates don't show up, and they will beat the Magic in 5. Moving further on now, we are going to discuss the. Was that the last series? Oh, no, one more series. Lakers, Blazers. People call me crazy. I said Blazers were going to take game 1, and my friend said, who's guarding LeBron? Who's guarding AD? Turns out nobody's guarding AD, but when he's just shooting threes and outside jumpers all game, he's missing a lot of them. The Lakers are gonna have struggle winning. LeBron played great, but you can let both of them get all the points they want. Who is going to help out? Who's going to help them score? Is it going to be Caldwell Pope? No. I mean, our entire friend group just shit on Caldwell Pope. He had a quadruple single, 1 point, 0 for 9 shooting, 0 for 5 from downtown, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 3 steals. This guy stinks. I don't know how he got 31 minutes of playing time. He played more minutes than Luka Doncic did. We were talking about that too. KCP plays 31 minutes, doesn't hit a shot. I mean, how? It's amazing. He's horrible. So don't be blaming LeBron. Don't be blaming AD for that game. It's on the supporting cast. And I know I just gave the argument, Giannis with his supporting cast should win. Well, yeah, his supporting cast is better. The West is a lot better. The Lakers are going up against the hottest player in the NBA right now in Damian Lillard. They have more leeway than Giannis does. I still think the Lakers are going to win this series because LeBron is LeBron James. And I don't think he is going to let his team lose to an 8 seed that barely made the playoffs. But I did pick the Blazers to win Game 1. And after seeing Game 1, I have a little bold prediction to make. It's the NBA bubble. Crazy shit has been happening. It's the bubble, right? The Blazers are going to get up 3-0. And LeBron James and the Lakers will be the first team, 2-0 Yankees, let's go, in NBA history to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Mark my words. The Los Angeles Lakers will get down 3-0 to the Raptors, and they will come back and win the series and set NBA history. I'm saying mark my words, but this will be posted probably after the series if I choose to post it. But yeah, I think, and that's so I guess that's really it for talking basketball. We covered all the series. As I get further in my podcast, I'll make some playoff predictions and NBA Finals predictions. I think with my Bucks rant, I made it seem like I think the Bucks are gonna win the East. I'll probably pick Clippers out of the West, but I'll get more in depth on that once I start posting my podcast. We're going to get to the final segment shortly, talking soccer and talking hockey. Soccer, a lot of podcasts don't talk soccer. I've been very invested in it, especially when it was the first sport to return. Watched a lot of league play from Bundesliga, EPL. Oh, is Gardy? Oh, no, just short of the wall. Watch a lot of EPL, watch a lot of Serie A, watch a little bit of La Liga and Bundesliga. It was fun, it was fun having soccer back as the only sport, being the center of attention. And it's been nice, now the Champions League's my favorite soccer tournament of the year. But it sucks because I guess TNT has their NBA deal, they're airing the NBA games, but they just don't air the games live in English. I'm lucky, my dad grew up in Brazil, so my dad loves soccer. We own the Spanish channel, so we're able to watch the games in Spanish broadcasts, which in a way is better, especially, when PSG scores your goal, Paris Saint-Germain, or PSG. That's a little better, but it's just frustrating that you can't watch these in English, If we didn't have the channel, I would not be able to watch these games. The Europa League, I've been following more than usual. I'm a Man United fan. I interned at Manchester United last summer, when this podcast begins to take off, I'll do a whole podcast about my work and the business of sports and everything about Manchester United working there. So I was disappointed to see them lose to Sevilla in the semifinals. Can't say I'm surprised. I just had a bad feeling going into that game. And Sevilla will be playing Inter Milan. I do like Inter Milan. I've actually watched a lot of them in Serie A this season. They're a fun team to watch. They're exciting. And I think they will take the Europa League, but it's going to be a great game. Sevilla, I don't think has lost a game since the restart. Couple draws here and there, but a lot of wins. Both teams have looked very hot. Inter Milan ended their Serie A season great. They're firing on all cylinders. Obviously, both are going to be in the Champions League next year, so none of them playing for a spot in the Champions League. But I'm excited for that final. It should be a good match. It's two great teams. I think it'll also be better than the Champions League final, which, don't get me wrong, Bayern Munich, PSG, head to head, that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. I like PSG a lot. Neymar, my dad being from Brazil, Neymar is one of my favorite players in the world. I fell in love with Mbappe during the World Cup a few years ago because he was just so much fun to watch. So I root for PSG. When I was in France over the summer. Last summer I was in France, and I went to the PSG store. I have my PSG hat, so I tend to root for them a little bit. But Bayern's a different machine. Lewandowski right now is playing like the best player in the world. They just have so much depth. I thought this was going to be a down year for them, to be honest. They had so much turnover in the offseason. I thought, okay, Bayern's going to have a letdown this year. Oh, boy, was I wrong. This is the year Bayern just came out, took care of everyone in the Bundesliga, won it for, I think, the 8th straight year. And now they're just they've dominated everybody. They played humiliating Barcelona. I mean, how does Messi want to go back to them after that? After the way Barcelona choked first place away and how they played against Bayern Munich, Messi has to get out of there. It is just, I feel bad for him. I think Bayern's going to end up winning the Champions League, and I think they're really going to crush PSG, who struggled against Atalanta. And who came out limping? Oh, great. Gleyber Torres is limping now. Just why does everybody on this team get hurt? Everybody on this team gets hurt. That I guess that really ends my conversation about soccer. It's just frustrating watching everybody on this Yankees team get hurt. We don't have our three best hitters. I'm sure Voigt will probably get hurt like tomorrow or something, just because everyone gets hurt. We don't have Britton, we don't have Kaylee now. We have Chapman, Ottavino, and Green. That's it out of the bullpen. Now we need the other guys to step up big time. Kill. I would kill to have Dellin back right now. Oh man, Dellin was my guy, Mr. Reliable. Anyways, the last one I want to discuss is some hockey. The Bruins, the Lightning, and the Avalanche all moved on yesterday. Being an Ohio State student, I had a little attachment to the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'd say the Devils are my favorite team, but I went to a few Jackets games here and there. They're a fun team to watch. It was disappointing to see them lose that game to the Lightning, especially the way they choked that away. Came back from 2 goals down to take the lead 4-2. Tampa scores 2 goals in a short period of time and wins it in overtime. They have a great fan base, the Jackets. I feel for them. Shout out to the Bruins moving on after their goalie opted out of the bubble. Avalanche just dominated the Coyotes all series. They looked like the favorite to win it. I think they scored 9 goals in Game 4, 7 goals in Game 5. They're dangerous. They should probably be considered the favorite right now. Canadians, 12 seed, shout out to them getting in. One of the last teams to be invited to the bubble. Lives to see another day. It's 3-2 against the Flyers. Flyers should still be the favorite in that series, but Canadians are no pushovers. And also Vancouver Canucks. People thought the defending champion Blues had all the momentum, but they came out and they won that game. They won that game 5, and Vancouver's now up 3-2. They have one more game left. That has been the most up and down series, I'd say. It'll be very exciting to see who moves on. I'm not entirely sure who's going to move on, but it'll be good. And then the NHL, the Islanders are up 3-1. I think that they'll close out the series tonight. They've played so much better than the Caps all series. I think that Game 4 win was more desperation for the Caps. They wanted to win that game. They wanted to not get swept. The Islanders, kind of came out a little sleepy. They were up 3-0, but I think they're going to close it out in Game 5. Stars Flames, arguably the best series. Not sure how that's going to play out. I haven't really watched much of that series. If I had to pick a team, I'd say the Stars are going to win. But again, it's a great series. And yeah, that was Talking Hockey. So this marks my second trial episode of the Bird's Eye View podcast. I'm going to continue making some edits along the way, and we will see what happens. Thank you everybody for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. So I said I was going to come back after this game, after I went to the bathroom, and talk about the Yankee game and just go on an injury rant and how Paxton just blew it in that inning in the 5th. But then I came back, and all of a sudden Gio Urshela hit a 2-run home run, so that's good. But then of course Ottavino comes in, leadoff double. I mean, it seems one minute I'm positive, one minute I'm negative. That's how it is with the Yankees. But I mean, I do want to go on a little injury tirade. It's insane. I mean, how many fucking injuries can this team get? Four of our five best hitters versus Stan. I mean, Stan, he's always hurt. That dude is literally made of glass. Every season he gets hurt. Even when he was on the Marlins, he was getting hurt. And it just, hamstring injury, just when he was playing great to start the year. Judge gets hurt, and it was like, all right, he gets taken out of the game. Boone says, oh, he's fine, he's fine. Next minute, he's on the DL. I personally am okay with Judge sitting out because of how deep this team is, and let him get make sure there's no lingering effects. It's a shortened season. Let him sit out for those 10 days, open up the roster spot. But then that's one thing. But then we have all these other injuries. Then I mean DJ LeMahieu, he's a god. God himself gets injured. That one hurt. Seeing DJ injure himself on a swinging a baseball bat. That's what he always does. He does that for a living, and he's amazing at it. And he just injures his thumb. What else is new? And it was at that time probably I'd say our three best hitters. Maybe you can say Voigt's one of our top three best hitters now, but that was just frustrating. And then now today we lose Glaber. Now finally starting to heat up. And yeah, you could say, oh yeah, he's not been one of the Yankees' best hitters this season. Glaber's still one of the most important pieces of this lineup. When he's on, and when he's on, he's one of the best shortstops in all of baseball. So now it sucks that we don't have four of our five best hitters. I'm sure Luke Voigt will get hurt. And then Britton getting hurt yesterday, well, that sucked. That absolutely fucking sucked. And Ottavino, what are you doing? Walking him on 5 pitches. We take you out. We take Paxton out because he can't get anybody out. Now you can't. I mean, Jesus Christ. So we're just gonna waste Voigt and Gio's good days bullpen. We need you to step up, Ottavino. You can't be doing this. You can't be getting 2 runners on with nobody out, without Britton and without Canely. Oh, another injury, Canely. I mean, last year the bullpen was seen like the only spot that could stay healthy, with the exception of Betances. And now we don't have Canely, we don't have Britton, we don't have 4 of the sexy, we don't have 2 of the big 5, and now we only have 3 of them. I'm sure Britton will be back this season, but now just with Britton, Ottavino, Green, Chapman is nowhere near as comfortable as Ottavino, Canely, Britton, Chapman. It just, and now we're at bat. G-Man Choi's at bat. 2 runners on, no men out. I mean, this sucks. Just I couldn't even come on to spread my positivity about Gio Urshela because by the time I started recording again, an injury happened. Just fucking great. I mean, just fucking great. 0-1 pitch. It's a good pitch by Ottavino. I guess I would just ramble on about the Yankees more during this inning. It's just frustrating to watch all these guys who are so good, who have been playing great. I mean, Judge was having an MVP year. DJ was hitting over 400. Stanton got off to a torrid start. Even if he was only hitting 3 home runs, was getting on base. Glaber was having a struggling start on offense and defense, but he's Glaber. Just his presence is good enough. Britton is having a great start to the season. Injury could have been part of the reason he struggled yesterday. Every pitcher's going to have one slip up. His ERA, I believe, is still... Oh, my God, I thought G-Man Choi just hit that down the line. Fuck. Our starting infield is now going to be... We're going to have Tyler Estrada and Tyler Wade starting at second and short. I mean, that's not good. That's not good. They need to start a game or 2 here and there. That's fine. We want to bring in Wade as a defensive replacement. Fine, but have to have those 2 in the lineup every day. At this point, I'd rather move Urshela to second, Voigt to third and fourth. Shit. I just don't see how we can play Estrada and Tyler Wade every single day and then leave Ford and one of our outfielders on the bench. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. I know we're going to be fine, but these injuries, Tampa overtakes us for first place. We might not win the AL East. Oh, thank you, Gardner, for making that play. Oh, I thought G-Man Choi was going to drop that in for sure, and that was going to be a double. Thank you, Gardy. Come on, Otto, please, let's get out of this inning. We need you to get out of this jam, Otto. I guess that's one thing we could say about Guardy is having him is for his glove. Uh, yeah, at this point, I'm assuming that we're going to play 4 outfielders a day, usually one of them DH. Maybe one gets the day off and 4 DHs. Void at first, Gio at third, Gary a catcher, Estrada and Wade. We need to find out. We need to find a way to get Ford more at bats without Glaber. Where does Ford fit into that equation? And I guess at DH, but then which outfielder are we subbing out? I think we kind of need Guardy out there for defensive purposes. Ah, shit. Oh man, this Willemy's Adams guy. He's killed us all series. I don't have a good feeling. I don't have a good feeling. I don't have a good feeling. This guy kills us. The Rays just kill us. Him, Meadows, wow. 0-2. That's a good pitch, Otto. Let's throw that slider. I need a good break on that. I need a good break on your slider right here, Ottavino. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get out of this jam. Let's get out of this jam. I shouldn't say let's get out when it's still 2 more outs left. You go for the slider. There's no reason not to. Oh, let's go. What a pitch. What a pitch, Otto. Come on, let's just get us out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Who's at bat now? Don't tell me it's just Marco. Good dude. I think it is Marco. Don't tell me it's more, please. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, we're getting some good live content here, though, at least. You know, I might edit this in, edit this out. We'll see. Try to play around with it. Oh, that's another good pitch, Otto. Frame. That's what we need. We need sliders like that on the corner. Oh, come on. Someone just said in my group text, Heat Mavs finals. That would be an interesting finals. Probably not gonna happen, but it would definitely be good. You never know. Oh no. Ugh. Oh my God, Wade, you gotta make that play. I fucking hate this Margot guy. I mean, this guy's just been fucking killing us all series. And now it's a... Oh. That's... Oh, fucking cock. I mean, Wade, come on! I thought you're supposed to be good at defense. Yeah, it's a hard play, but I don't even know if Glaber makes that play, but fuck. That's not your fault, Otto. But you couldn't be allowing that leadoff double. Like, you don't allow that leadoff double, we're fine. Fucking Christ. All right, I'll get back after commercial ends. And now we have Luis Avalon coming in. I mean, it's not the end of the world, Luis Avalon coming in. He has pitched pretty well this season, I will say that. But, again, it's just the fact that this guy, who we're not too familiar with, has to come into these high-leverage situations. It's a little nerve-wracking. You know, he's been around the majors for some time. He has a 3.25 career ERA, 2.25 this season. He's not a bad pitcher, but it's just, you know, we've come to trust these guys, the Chapmans, the Brittons, the Ottavinos, the Caneleys, the Greens, and being able to not turn to them, have to turn the Luis Avalon in a high leverage situation. It's not fun. This is a guy, you know, who could come in, pitch a couple innings for us. Starter doesn't get the job done, comes in maybe the 3rd or the 4th inning, but to have him in a high leverage situation with 2 men on and a tie game, it's nerve-wracking. It just goes to show how many fucking injuries we have. But we had to get Otto out of there. Otto just did not have his stuff, and he can't go long. And I guess, I mean, it's the sixth inning. Maybe we bring in Green in the seventh. But Avalon, I mean, all we need, he just needs to get one out. Just get one out. That's all you need to do is get this one out and not let the runner advance. And maybe that's a great pitch right there. Oh man, warming up can be dangerous sometimes. He fucking fall. I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy falls off the mound warming up. How am I supposed to trust him now? Oh no, no, no! I don't want. Probably gonna get in. Probably surprised he didn't get injured doing that. Christ! As soon as I saw the video of him falling, I knew it was gonna be a hit. And 5-4 Rays. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ! Can we pitch? Can we pitch? I mean, why did Jesus Yankees? Boom! I mean, why are you not bringing in Chad Green there? Why are you not bringing in Chad Green there? I get it. I get that we have to go to Luis Avalon in these high leverage situations, but Chad Green can go an inning and a third. We need to get this out. I guess maybe you want to try to bring in Chad in for the eighth, but we don't. Oh, come on. Oh, it's now 5-4 Tampa Bay because the bullpen just doesn't care, and also we can't pitch anymore. And I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm sure he's going to get a home run right here, another hit, because the guy can't even stand on the mound. Oh, my God. I mean, we're lucky that Michael K is just saying that Margot, who's on third base, has great speed. Yeah, he does. I'm surprised he didn't score, and it's not 6-4. I mean, Jesus. And we're lucky that was held to a single, but God damn it. 1-1. Shit. I used to feel so comfortable without Avino, and now it's just. I mean, Joey Wendell, Margot, Brandon Lowe, they're all killing us. Willie Enemies, just end this. Just call a mercy rule already. No, it's a one-run game, but Christ, I mean, why can't we beat this fucking team? How are we gonna get swept at home to this team now? We're gonna be fine. Yeah, we're gonna make the playoffs, but now the AL East is not ours. The AL East is nowhere close to ours. We're going to be trailing assuming we lose this game. Yup. And home run. What did I say? What are you doing putting an Avalon boot? What are you doing? I mean, that's what. The guy fell off the fucking mound warming up. Of course he's going to suck. And now because of the stupid 3-batter rule, he used to face another batter, probably going to give another fucking run. We got swept by the fucking Rays at home. God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me, Yankees? Are you fucking kidding me? Getting swept at home to your division rival, who you should be better than. Oh my God. Yep, I guess this podcast just end with a whole big Yankee rant. Oh my fucking God. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, Yankees. That's what happens with all these injuries. I mean, I know Green's probably pitching there if Britton's healthy. I know someone might need Green for the eighth, but that was a high leverage situation. Those are the moments where you need Chad Green. Ugh. But that is on Boone. That's 100. That I put that on Boone. But at the same time, I mean, that's also on the injury bug. If Britton's healthy, he 110% is going to go to Chad Green in that situation, and I think he should have. I really think he should have gone to Chad Green in that situation, but. Oh, fucking God. Oh, man. Get this guy out of here! Get him out of here! I mean, it's 8-4 at this point. I mean, this guy fucking stinks. Luis Avalon is fucking trash. Oh man, well, oh my God, if we somehow can come back, I'll do something. But this is the Rays bullpen. Their bullpen's better than ours because nobody on this team can fucking stay healthy. It's insane. It's actually ridiculous how every fucking human being that puts on these pinstripes uniforms gets hurt. Zach Britton injures his knee, his hamstring, whatever. Stan injures his hamstring. Glaber probably injures his hamstring today. DJ injures his thumb swinging. Judge a calf strain. Just thought we'd come out with some fucking fight. Oh, Meadows, guarantee Meadows hits a 2-run shot here. He's due. Fucking A. I'll keep the podcast going for this inning, but done after this. I mean, Jesus. I mean, the bullpen needs to be better. These guys need to step up. Well, Avalon actually got out of the jam, but just fucked it up. Fuck you, Luis Avalon. Fuck you. 8 hits. 8 hits? They have 6 hits? 8 runs. They have more runs than hits. We have double the hits that we have runs. All we love to do. We see a man on base. Well, the Yankees' mindset is, let's not bring him home. That seems to be the mindset when there's a runner on base. Let's not bring him home. Let's swing for the fences or strike out. I mean, this is why we need DJ fucking LeMahieu back. When there's runners on base, he's going to make contact and drive him in. Everything's going fucking wrong this series. We need to stop playing the Rays, because before we play the Rays, I'm all happy. We play the Red Sox. We beat up on that shit team. It's the Red Sox. That shouldn't even count. That's 7 free wins over the worst team in the American League. It's fuck, man.